Hey everybody! Welcome back. It's Northernlion playing the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Let's try a Delirium Lost run. We did Greedier recently. I'm trying to mix up. I don't want to do Greedier Daily over and over. NQB or 8C. I was thinking about putting on a YouTuber voice for this one. I guess I already have a YouTuber voice. Like, this is the way I talk in normal life now, and I think it's made me a better communicator. But I think I would do well to adopt sort of a pastiche or something. What's up, guys? Oh, dude, 2 blobs in this room. I don't know why I'm starting this video so cynically about my own profession and my colleagues. You know, I know you gotta keep grinding and using a voice like that, but to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and I came in QB or 2C. Self-conscious about a little bit of a monotone voice that I've got going on. I'm excited about the run, and I should muster a way, or find a way to muster that enthusiasm, biologically restricted or not, without insulting my YouTubers who keep it enthusiastic. I feel like that's a common piece of advice for presenters, though, is you gotta be enthusiastic in the way you present something. I don't know if that's true. I think maybe it's because I'm on the older side of YouTube now, I'd say. And I know that you're probably getting a little tired of every episode I talk about how I'm on the older side of YouTube, but it's true. It brings a different perspective to the game, I think. I don't watch a lot of YouTube content, but I do watch a lot of content on Twitch in today's day and age. And you you see it both ways. Dude, I do not really want camo undies, but maybe there's something to this as the Lost. I can sniff out fake enthusiasm a mile away now. At least I would like to think that I can, but maybe it's just me being needlessly cynical, but there's something really, it kind of creeps me out is not the right word, but sometimes you'll be watching a YouTuber and they use a voice like a children's TV show presenter, but they're saying swears. And I go, how does this work? You're using the voice that's like, hey guys, having a great show on Nickelodeon today. Stay tuned. Bill Jr. comes up next. Bill Jr. Can't wait to see what they're getting up to in today's episode. Pardon me. Turns out I shouldn't have picked that show for many particular reasons. But anyway, coming up next, and then they drop like an MFer or something like that. And I'm like, it makes me feel weird, dude. I'm like, this content is for crass children. Where's all the good kids with their paper routes and their painting of the fences? And I think I might just be describing Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, but I didn't grow up in small town America, so I don't know. Isn't that what every childhood's like in the United States? Just painting fences and pretending you're dead only to show up to your own funeral? He was always getting into all sorts of hijinks, dude. Ruka, you're on the computer right now. You're very lucky. I'm fighting a boss who is extremely annoying. You know what? If you want to stay there, you've chosen a good spot. You're laying down in front of the monitor. I can see the entire screen. I'm not upset. I think we fought very valiantly there. Now, boss rush, probably not going to happen. We are looking to make the Hush fight because we want to do Delirium, but so be it. Hello, Ruka. Hello, my feline friend. Yes. Okay. So that floor, in the end, I'm not disappointed with the way that it went, but I'm not particularly thrilled either. I mean, we're leaving with camo undies, essentially, and a speed upgrade. The speed upgrade, almost certainly the most valuable of the 2 items there, or the more valuable of the 2 items. I might as well fight the boss early, except for the fact that I think if I get like 1 or 2 bombs, it would be worth preserving them to use on the boss. And if our item room ends up providing us with any sort of DPS or a better spacebar item, then we're gonna want it, because there's a chance we could die here. I mean, we fought arguably one of the more difficult bosses just now, but wouldn't mind preserving our odds. I mean, we could always die against an easier boss. That's the way variance and, you know, I mean, there's a cosmopolitan amalgam of factors that lead to taking damage. Positioning, variance in the way an enemy shoots. Is it a champion? Isn't it a champion? Am I looking at my cat? when I'm playing the game because he's a cutie? Maybe, maybe not. Never gonna hit true esports potential with that attitude. Excuse me. We do have 2 bombs now, and I actually think there's not gonna be a secret room probably that borders this, so we'll just try this out as is. Gotta be very careful. I'm excited is like the worst. Yeah, that's gonna be horrible. Okay, now I really do not like our odds of making it through this floor. I really need to figure out how I'm excited works. Is it if you spend too much time on a room, it causes I'm excited? Because sometimes it seems to switch on at random. Is it a timing thing? It's like, are you a wizard? It lasts a retrovision, even it lasts a certain amount of time. I don't know, is the answer. Mostly I just get annoyed when it shows up, and then I hope to God that it never shows up again. That it never shows up again. Well, we have enough money to buy a half-price item, and enough keys to feel, I would say, obligated to check the shop to see if a half-price item exists. It's not a terrible position to be in from that particular set of criteria. And we do get Trinket Smelter, which is immediately useless, but long-term could be pretty good. Temperance, not very good. Not for us, at least. But we can always blow that up. So probably secret rooms are somewhere around that room. In fact, I would be relatively comfortable saying that's probably a secret room right there. And we definitely should have blown up Temperance there, because we don't have the bombs to be throwing them around for no reason yet. Man, it's making a tough sell for us to be able to make it to the Hush fight. Sure, we'll smelt Missing Page 2. Why not? I don't know what our high value get out of Missing Page 2 is, but surely there's something. So lard is actually just terrible. There's no conceivable reason to take it right now. This might be the kind of run where actually I might want to respawn as another character. Just because we are in tight as the Lost doesn't mean we'd be in a bad situation with other characters. So I'm going to abstain from that for now. And I know people are probably going to be like, go get a battery. You got the battery charge back there. Unless we get 2 trinkets from our boss somehow, it's fairly unlikely to have any relevancy whatsoever. It's actually a great thing about Trinket Smelter. You almost have like a little production queue. You have a buffer, maybe is a better word. You can hold a trinket or 2 in your buffer and then smelt them as the situation allows. I'd really like you to hit yourself with your own bomb. I think you just did that, so thank you so much. Luck up, range up, could be worse. And then Book of Belial, Razor Blade. Surely Book of Belial, we're gonna pick them both up temporarily. It sucks that they're both actives. Book of Belial at least gives us better deal with the Devil Chance. It gives us more damage. It's useful. I'm gonna stick with Trinket Smelter to try to maximize like absurdity on this run, but that'd be a viable choice. Razor Blade, I'm pretty sure, would kill us outright. So I'm gonna stay away from that. And we are not in a very good spot. That's the way I'll call it right now. Cat, you're way too close to the monitor to be looking at it like that. I appreciate that you're watching Isaac. You know, that's my son right there. Not to be confused with the Adam Sandler film, That's My Boy. 2 very different things. But I don't know if you should be looking that closely at a screen. It's not even like it'll rot your brain sort of thing. I think it's an antiquated attitude. It's more like I think being that close to something that bright for this long can hurt your eyes. And, you know, you don't, as a cat, you don't really understand. Wonderful. Well, as mentioned, I think it's a great run if you're not the Lost. The health ups just abound. And, you know, an XL floor, it's going to eat an extra penalty for a deal with the devil for slightly longer. But then on the next floor, we burn that penalty off. I would prefer to slow it down so we could maybe beat the odds and get 2 deals with the devil, but if it is like this, we can find a silver lining. Excuse me. Alright. I think... Still gonna try to use a bomb. And weirdly enough, it's one of those rooms where the boss is probably a little bit easier to kill than the enemy that the boss starts with. I can't believe that this still... this guy still gets trapped on the top of the room. Don't even give me that it's working as intended nonsense. Come on, devil deal. No devil deal. A speed upgrade and a health upgrade. Wow. Still pretty bad. Still pretty bad. And I'm watching our dreams of a delirium fight, a guaranteed delirium fight, at least, kind of go up in smoke here. I'm also watching my dream of having fun on this run go up in smoke because, my God, could you take any longer to be killed? See, I had one enemy sequestered on this side of the map, and I thought, surely he'll be dead before we have to deal with anything else. I didn't realize what I was signing up for. Well, hopefully the shop contains anything at all, really. King Baby, I would describe as not really being anything at all. I kind of want to take the pill, which is not a good situation to be in. Essentially, you're saying, I want that pill to be a tiers upgrade. You're betting the house, well, you're betting 3 cents on it being a tiers upgrade. Fairly low percentage. We're probably going to leave after we do this room. These are the high percentage rooms, the shop, the boss room, and the item room. Sworn Protector. It's bad because we're the Lost. And Fate. It's bad because we're the Lost. We're gonna head down to the next floor. Just crossing our fingers. Because 10 rate of fire... I can't. 10 rate of fire and 3.5 damage. Those numbers might strike you as being a little bit familiar. They should. It's our default damage. So I'm a little displeased. It does happen, albeit rarely, that you find yourself in this situation. I'm trying to spin this in a positive way. We have a 67.5% chance of a deal with the devil. That's one thing that's positive. We're 2 books away from Bookworm. That's like mildly positive. Trinket Smelter, if we get a Cancer Trinket and a Curved Horn Trinket, we're cooking with gas maybe. And honestly, the biggest positive that we have with this run right now is that if we succeed, we'll have bragging rights. I don't think that's necessarily a big factor at this point in my life, but sure, yeah. If we win after a slow start like this, we'll have some form of bragging rights, so... I'm not using bombs for my own pleasure, by the way. I'm using bombs for my own survival. Do a quick little sanity check when I enter these rooms, and I go, is there any chance of us realistically avoiding all these enemies while keeping my sanity? That's my version of a sanity check. And I said no. I said I will lose my mind up in here by the time this room is even half completed, so... The other thing is, like, I do look at these videos to some extent. You know, I've put 13 minutes into this video. If you're at work and you started a project, 13 minutes, not necessarily a ton, but you would be loath to have to restart. Booger Tears is a start here. So I got my own life force on the line here. I'm not gonna get these 13 minutes of life back, and it's actually 14:40 now that I look at the recording timer. So in order to not throw good seconds after bad, I've really gotta step up here. to the streets or otherwise. Now, I'm probably not gonna go to the curse room, and the reason I'm not gonna go to the curse room is because if we get hit by anything in there, we will lose. And the odds of us getting hit by something in there are not great, but also not zero. So I think it's very much, I'm sticking to better safe than sorry theory. At the present moment. Is this a good pill? It is a good pill. Luck is not as mission critical for the Lost, probably. But I'm still happy to have it. What we need now, we have an out. And we didn't really have an out, even though I was talking about our deal with the Devil Chance. You know, that's got to manifest. We have an out now. If we just get a higher rate of fire, we could win. Booger Tears is good enough. It's definitely not even close to like a, oh, because we have Booker Tears, I expect to win. It's not nearly at that level. But it is like, I have Booger Tears, winning is now something I can conceive of. If the run were to get better. Now, I actually, and there's a couple of trinkets like this. The watch battery, or watch magnet, or super magnet, which is not even related to the watch. I think I actually just about had a heart attack. Right there. In my defense, we're gonna wait until we get at least an item room near us. Oh my lord. They spawned, I actually am lightheaded. They spawned! Don't get hit. A mimic on top of us. How, and, you know, if you go back and watch it in slow motion, oh, here, he had 1 picosecond where he could have reacted to it. Within the bounds of, you know, the speed of a human nerve firing, how on earth are you supposed to avoid that? I guess by not getting hit in that room in the first place. But anyway, what's hilarious is that we've been in this run for, you know, all of 30 seconds, and we're already better. This run is already way, way better than our previous one. In fact, we're going to be done with the first 2 floors in probably about a minute and a half. It's also going to give us a deal with the devil. And anything else we get here is essentially gravy at this point. Now, spilled milk is useless, and Peeper's Eye is not very good. So what made us better? A single item. Now 2 items, because we have Torn Photo, but really, it was the fact that we got the Pact. All it took to make this run better than the last run was a single item on a curse room. Embarrassing for our last run, but so be it. HP we don't need. And the Necronomicon. So yeah, I mean, we got 2 good items. That's more than we can really say about our last run, except for Booger Tears, which is forever innocent. Now, moving on. We should slow down now. We had a good... We burned off a little of that nervous rage from the last floor. And we're actually, like, extremely potent now from a damage-dealing standpoint. I mean, we've essentially doubled our damage. More than doubled our damage from the start. Because we're firing twice as quickly with more than base damage. So that's quite good. Yo Listen can be okay. The real question with Yo Listen is not whether or not it's useful, it's whether or not I pay attention to it. So a lot of this falls on the shoulders of the user. And immediately, I am pleased because I saw that working out there. Fate's Reward can be great, but will probably just sort of exist. I don't think so, sir. If we get, like, I mean, Hemolacria is strangely enough the item that it seems to be the most fantastic at dealing with. I mean, I saw that that was a tinted rock. I don't know why we got so excited about it. We do have our secret room. I'm going to open it. And I think actually getting a bomb every couple of rooms, or every few rooms, is actually going to be worth what we paid there. This is kind of a moment of truth. I think we really just have to play with good first principles against Gertie. We should be fine. I mean, we fought Gertie 1,000 times. Just a mildly tanky boss to have on this floor. And to beat the odds and get it, well, not even beat the odds, to embrace the odds, actually, because we had an XL floor on our last floor, and get a deal with the devil here would be so good. Thank you. It is HP, which we don't need, and a Thame, which is worthless. However, Succubus, it more than makes this all worthwhile. Tomo! My Tomo buddy is so meowy lately. And not in the Hawaiian format. I'm drowsy. Good pill to know. And I actually feel confident now, and this might be a mistake, but I feel confident. I thought that that was bad trip, so I just got the heck out. I'm confident going into our curse rooms, which is, oh, I shouldn't have been. Just not a situation we were in on the last run, if you recall the discourse as it approached. We'll probably end up blowing something up to try to get a key, is my guess. We've already found both secret rooms, and we're probably almost done with this floor. But, I mean, we're almost done with the caves, too. Caves 1? Caves 1. At roughly the same runtime that we were done with the first floor on the last run, so woe be it for me to be disappointed. We even have enough bombs to look for, like, a magic mush. We didn't get a magic mush, but we got Liberty Cap. Liberty Cap's got something going for it. I'll look for a card. And find nothing. Please just let me go to the shop. You're not gonna do it, are you? You're gonna force me to blow something up. Hello, Ruka. I don't know why you choose to sit here instead of in your box, but as long as you're well behaved, I can get down with it. Okay, you know what? You're forcing my hand. I'll do it. We get yet another bomb, but probably not gonna get a key. Shouldn't have used our key to open the golden chest, I think. Either way, Succubus is a lovely pickup. A Thame is useless unless we get, like, Dull Razor, but it just adds to the item count, at least. If we ever have to reroll, we might be happy. Wow, this is just actually trash. Let's go. I mean, let's go. Why not? "22 minutes into the run. Caves. Okay, Cat, where are you going? Seems you're investigating. If you're investigating, get the heck out of here. I don't need no Sherlock Holmes action right now. I already got Isaac. Taking all of my focus. Because even a run this good can be struck down. And it won't become more powerful than you could ever imagine. That's a misnomer. Why is there a bomb bag, a sack of pennies, a rune bag, but there's no key bag? I see you there. I see you there. Wait, what? But I'm going to choose to use my bomb on this room instead. Well, I shouldn't have done that. We don't have to leave. We don't have to leave. Not yet, anyway. 3 bombs for the price of 1. Probably irrelevant. Dude, they've stopped making keys. It's Bitcoin all over again. The keys are going straight to the moon. Bombs a key? 48-hour energy. 2 more bombs. This is getting comical. We're getting battery charges and bombs. 2 things I'm very much not against. But if you could make it part of a well-balanced routine, that would be better for me. Another deal with the devil, please? We beat the odds. And this is fine, actually. I'm more than happy to get either Head of Krampus or Lump of Coal, but preferably Lump of Coal. Because we'd want to replace Head of Krampus at some point anyway. Good, good, good. We went through a long period where we were, like, apparently exclusively getting Head of Krampus, so... And I am content. No wait, what's on this floor? No, not wait, what's. I mean, look, listens. No look, listens. There we go. I'm much happier having Lump of Coal. I would be even happier. Oh. I thought you were scouting those mushrooms out. I'd be even happier to get a key at some point so I could enter some rooms of value, but just realized that the shop isn't the only room of value. There's also the item room, unfortunately. I'm stunned. I'm happy we're able to use so many bombs, but I can't use bombs to force the lock. Please. A black market is of such meritorious value. Probably like a 10% chance now. We've gotten unlucky. Bombs are key. Wow. You know, sometimes I catch flack I make fun of crawl spaces. Whenever you see a crawl space, the traditional, myself included, Isaac player gets so excited. They go, oh my god, I found something that's extremely rare to find. And then you go into the crawl space and you realize it's just a bad thing. Like, I did all that to get a chest that had a bad pill in it. But it could have been good. Thank you for the key. Yeah, but any chest could have had a good pill. It's not special for it to be a hidden... It's like getting a bad Christmas present. It's not the thought that counts. In this situation, it's not the thought that counts. For a bad Christmas present, at least you say, hey, Aunt Jenny, she hasn't talked to me in 10 years. She tried. In this situation, you go, I did a lot of work for nothing. I do appreciate the golden key as well. Oh, so good. Okay, so hopefully this floor allows us to get over our key problem, like, forever. Or semi-permanently. I thought that was his eye, but thankfully it was not. Oh, good. I'm excited it's chosen to start acting. Yep, there's me getting hits. Really need you to go. Thank you. And who's left? An I'm excited chub. That is terrible. That is just awful news. We are going to let Succubus and Peeper's Eye do 99.9% of the work here, because with I'm excited, this is just way too dicey. We're extremely lucky we have these kind of, you know, hands-off tools that allow us to not be completely dusted. Go ahead, hit me. I'm not scared. And it might look like the run's bad, but it's not. That room just sucked. Everything else is going fine, especially now that we have keys. So we want blue candle. It's as easy as it comes there as decisions go. We probably want to buy a key. Compost is also great. You can make good things happen, but it's a little bit, it requires more finesse. Blue candle is a brute force choice. Sack dagger. Beautiful item. I'm so happy. I don't sound that happy. That's just latent chest congestion. I promise. I am very pleased. We have a spacebar item we can use multiple times. That's useful if we end up actually pursuing this one to its logical end of having a chance to fight Delirium. And Hush, for that matter. Now, what you should not do is what I'm doing. So I'm going to stop immediately. The run is good enough. We do not need to use Sack Dagger to deal damage. As any other character, there's a justification here that makes sense. It does not work as the Lost. You can see that even as I say that I'm not going to use it, the siren song of Sack Dagger is just too powerful to ignore. And may well get me killed. I can't approach the situation with bravado. It's really an addiction. And we haven't even used Black Candle yet, which is, or sorry, Blue Candle, which is our ace in the hole. It's just so tempting to immediately take damage against an enemy that you could have killed from afar. Yeah, go back and get the bombs. I hate this curse, but we need to do our due diligence on this floor. Again, the idea is that it'll pay dividends later. Wheel of Fortune, in theory, we kind of want to save it for, like... I mean, I don't even know if we're going to go to the chest. So the theory is that we'd want to save it for, like, the chest, but in reality, we'd probably be okay with cracking it at, like, any given moment. 33% chance to deal with the devil. Last one gave us Krampus. which was actually fine. To be honest, we're really lucky we didn't get hit there. I am not upset. The delicate hand of a sack dagger done right. Now. Shop. Item room. We've already seen our mob trap room and it was kind of trash. No arcade coming. I need like a permanent speed upgrade. I know we've got a Liberty Cap. It's like sometimes speed up, sometimes speed down. I don't need that in my life. I need a permanent speed upgrade. It's just too dangerous. I also want to look for Dry Baby. I mean, what's the point of having it? Again, I'm very guilty of being like, I need these bombs. I'm going to need these bombs later. What are we going to use 28 bombs for later in the game? Probably absolutely nothing. So, stop being stupid. Start being smart. It's a luck upgrade. I see a double key room. I see a battery charge we don't need yet. I see the world card. I see the Emperor card. The Emperor is the most valuable. To skip by a room we are scared of is appropriate. Let's be smart. Pick up your... If we're continuing the... Oh, God, I rerolled everything. No longer intelligent. Necessarily. Only because we could have used the reroll later if we needed to. But I'm kind of content to see Steam Sale. And I do see a secret room. Right here. It can't possibly be greed. You see what I mean about a speed upgrade, by the way? Because we're actually, like, approaching being slower than boss rush will allow us to be. We don't need to make it to boss rush, though. And this is very important. We need to make it to Hush. But we have the enablers for boss rush, which is why it's going to sting that much more if we can't do it. We need to get to Hush to make Delirium a guarantee, in case you're trying to follow my twisted chain of logic. Which I think is fair. Now, stay tight here. I love using an orbital offensively. It's all good until it isn't. For those of you in British Columbia, it's also all good at Applewood. You guys, it's not just for smoking bacon. It's also an endless source of television advertisements to try to convince you to buy a Toyota. What? They're the tears that eat each other, and then when they explode like Tammy's head. Alright. I'm thinking about it. I think we just leave. No pill or card or... Well, I mean, now that we're here, we'll take the pills, but... No card has me that interested right now. We already have the Emperor card. Nothing... I mean, I guess in reality you might prefer a Stars card or something like that, but it's close enough that I'm not really gonna stress about it. And we actually, like, sadly need to get a move on. I'm hoping we can get some cool tier synergies. I really don't know what tier synergies work well here. Hello, Ruka. You seem so perturbed. Is your brother okay? He's going a little crazy, I think. Either way. Acting kind of crazy. Ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? I think we could probably say that it's fair to suggest at this point, no thank you, sir, that maybe Blue Candle was not necessary. I'm just not using it. Against bosses, we'll probably use it. And against an enemy like this that we don't want to use Sack Dagger on, yeah, it's up there. But I think it's not Blue Candle. It's a genuine, it's not you, it's me. Like, 100%. We should be using Blue Candle against these guys. I'm Kind of digging our, like, pseudo-Tammy's Head synergy going on here. You know what probably makes this item really tick? Soy milk. We saw where our rooms were to some extent there. But if you can get soy milk and, like, a good tier effect, like Holy Light, for example, that doesn't so much depend on your own damage as just your ability to put tiers out there, I think you'd be in a great spot. What's wrong? Excuse me? What appears to be the problem? Hello? What is it? Why are you so mad? What's going on? These cats, they're losing their minds. It's just me in the house right now, so I'm trying to make sure no cats are dying or anything like that. When I hear a Tomo meow, I'll investigate. But to be honest, I kind of go, Tomo's, he marches to the beat of his own drum. Sometimes he'll just be hanging out and he'll start meowing, and then you go, what's wrong, buddy? And he's just like, I don't know. When Ruka starts meowing, there's a reason. I think my dude is hungry, but the food dish rotates in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna let them tough it out. We were yelled at the grocery store, as long as we're talking about food here. We ate at a grocery store, or we went to a grocery store, I should say. We do want this. That has a food court sort of thing inside of it. I'm not going to out the grocery store, because it's not the grocery store's fault for this story, but it is called something that rhymes with schmoll moods. We don't want that. I had a burrito. My wife had a burrito bowl. About halfway through this burrito bowl. Maybe like 2/3 of the way through the burrito. Oh, I didn't mean to fight here. She was like, I'm full. And I'm like, you know what? You're an adult. You have the luxury of being able to say you're full. She poured or scraped the remaining food into the compost, which is available there. Just then, 75 to 85-year-old woman came out of the bathroom next to the trash cans. And she said, you know, they'll give you a box if you want to take that home. She's not wrong. I want to make that clear. But we were in a little bit of a rush. So Kate said, I'm fine, but thank you. And I think that was an appropriate response. The old lady gave her the eyes of death. Like she had just issued a personal insult. And then she ghosted my wife, turned to me, and said, just so you know, waste not, want not. And I'm still being polite at this point. I said, I've heard of that. Words to live by. And she said, yeah, well, you'd know it if you lived through the war. Whoa, lady, what are you talking about? My wife's full. She put a little bit of rice in the compost. You're trying to make me feel guilty for my generation having not lived through the Second World War? She did. I want to make this clear. And I'm not insulting this country. If you're from there, this isn't about you. It's about this lady. She said she had a British accent, so I'm sure that, you know, she seemed to be of the right age to have lived through and been like a child during the Second World War. She was old. Let me peep this for a second. Piercing shots, but do they even affect this? I don't know. We're gonna try anyway. I'm not trying to say that she's wrong. I'm not trying to say that it's a good... Did we ruin our synergy? No, it's just weird now. I'm not trying to say that it's a good habit to toss food away. It's also probably a bad habit to not mind your own friggin' business, but I guess I want to be the bigger person here, so I shouldn't necessarily go down that logical train of thought, even though I'm right. But moreover, you're in, and I'm not suggesting she's not a citizen, I want to make that clear. You're in somebody else's country. My grandparents did grow up during the war. They were in the war in Canada. I've seen them throw out oodles of food. Not even into the compost. Just into the trash can. You can't come to, a different country, and even if you've lived there for like 40 years, and then be like, you'd know that if you grew up during the war. We're now like, not only was I born 70 years too late to experience what you're telling me I should have experienced in order to make me a better person, but you're talking, it's the wrong country. I'm not saying times weren't tough in Canada during the Second World War. We contributed. You know, we sent troops. I'm sure that there were rations to some extent at home. But It wasn't like we were living through the Blitz. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm just saying it's quite audacious for you to suggest that I'm the problem here. I'm so far removed from the conditions that you've suggested. Anyway, the whole point of this story is that lady needs to mind her own business. But she also, I'm making the story sad, like she probably did have a little bit of like dementia or something, because she walked out of the grocery store, and I know because I was like, this lady's gonna talk to us if she sees us again. So I was kind of trying to, avoid having a conversation with her again. The other thing she said, and I should have mentioned this earlier, because now it seems like I'm making it up for extra story credit, but she said strong times make tough men, or tough times make strong men, I should say. She looked me dead in the soul. So I think she basically just called me a little baby right there. Like, what am I supposed to do? Slap my wife and tell her to eat the food? Is that what they would have done if I grew up during the war times? Anyway, the greatest generation is all I'm trying to say. But beyond that, she walked out of the grocery store and then immediately walked back in and started talking to the staff, and I was like, maybe she's just lonely, but, I do feel bad for her. But I can't deny I would have felt less bad if she didn't try to suggest that my wife and I are ungrateful for the food that we have and paid for via our job that also leads to us paying a lot of money into the tax system that supports the underprivileged and also sick and elderly in our society, and we're happy to do so, but I'd be even happier to do so if it didn't get me yelled at the grocery store for throwing out an ounce of rice into the freaking compost where it belongs in the first place. We should go to Delirium first. This is a rare example. Hello, my feline friend. This is a rare example of skipping floors being the right idea, because we could easily die on the Hush fight. Moreover, I wouldn't necessarily expect to be getting a lot of value out of the Hush fight. You can get 2 item rooms, and you can get something from the shop, but I think that going to the Hush fight has a high percentage chance for failure as well. Now, I'll level with you. I don't love our odds of beating Delirium in general here. We kind of need we need an ace in the hole. Just get a quick little mental snapshot of the map here. We need an ace in the hole, because our run at present, it's not quite that good. I don't know why I keep taking puberty. It only gives you a health upgrade, I think. You're probably not Delirium, right? Yeah. We have to, that's terrible. We have to strike a delicate balance with our use of Sack Dagger. And by delicate balance, I mean we should probably be using it a lot less. But there are rooms, like, I felt like it was prudent to use it on the Daddy Longlegs room, because by the time he does his first attack, he could already be killed by Sack Dagger. So I stand by that, but I am wary of the fact that it's a bad habit that could conceivably get me killed. One of you is probably Delirium, and thankfully it's not you. Our damage output is actually pretty strong. But I still look at this run and I say, I don't think we got great odds. Spider Mod doesn't help much, but it's not 0. You continue to not be Delirium, which is very exciting for me. I don't know, though. Our damage output from an exploding piercing shot that's right on top of one of these enemies seems pretty good. Scapular is kind of trashed here, and Headless Horseman. It's trashed here for us as the Lost. Not trashed here in general. Scatter bombs. Probably useless, but let's throw one down and just see if maybe... No, we don't even have any special bomb effects. Cat, I know you're hungry. I'm hungry too. It's not really fair. So you say you're hungry. Well, my friend, I'm hungry too. Wanna unlock the lost delirium, then I'll feed both of us. That's Journey, the city, except I changed the lyrics, the kitty. When the food doesn't rotate properly, and I've got a hungry kitty. Ooh, I wanna make lunch for my kitty. Oh, Ruka, Have patience. See, that's all right. And then you put the, so you say you're hungry, well, my friend, I'm hungry too, which is true. Wanna make lunch for the kitty and myself. By the way, if you ain't heard, The City by Journey. Forget Don't Stop Believin'. Not trashed here, just overplayed. And I still, there's like a couple of classic rock songs, if I never hear them again, it's too soon. This is probably Delirium at this point, but I'm ready for this. It Lives, that's such a good role for us. I never want to hear, and if you still want to hear these, you just have not listened to the radio enough, or you haven't been to enough weddings. Like, I'm not trying to shame you for that. I'm saying enjoy it while it lasts. Synth oil, best item we've gotten on this Delirium floor so far. I never want to hear Don't Stop Believin' again. They also play it at every Canucks game if they're down by like a goal or less, which is happening less and less frequently. Sorry, a goal or fewer. Superman does less. You do fewer. And everybody sings along. And I go, because I'm a curmudgeon, I go, I know the words too, but I'm not going to sing. I'm better than that. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, if I never hear that. And to some extent, Wanted Dead or Alive as well. But Living on a Prayer is definitely much more common. In my neck of the woods, at least. Hotel California, but we can talk about that one at a later date, I suppose. But yeah, Don't Stop Believin' is definitely one of them. I'm over it. I don't need to hear it again. I get it. It's motivational. Everyone wants to get out of their small town and, you know, keep the dream alive. And also, it's got a heck of a chorus. But at the same time, it's like, there's better classic rock songs. And there's better classic rock songs by Journey. Any Way You Want It is better than Don't Stop Believin'. But The City is their magnum opus. Doesn't get enough respect because people go, San Francisco, no way, dude. Detroit, that's the city people want to get out of. Well, that's, you know, it's fair. We have a 1-up, by the way. It's fair because I understand. Excuse me? We didn't get hit. The City is about going back to a city that you miss. Whereas Don't Stop Believing is about escaping Detroit. I'm sorry to punch down, okay? But the joke was there. I'm going to leave, and we really have no chance to beat Delirium on this present configuration of items. And that might sound needlessly dismissive, and I don't mean for that to be the case. But I think if you look at it from an objective, logical standpoint, you look at it and you go, we just don't have the right stuff, and that's okay. We've already done very well for ourselves on this run. Any Lost run where you can make it to the Void floor by, you know, just kind of toughing it out. The run was good, but like, still, as we've said many times, it's not hard, thank you, Infamy, to squander a Lost run. You know, a Lost run is never more than 2 hits away from Oblivion, where the Great Plains begin. So, I'm proud of us for making it this far. I just don't think we got the necessary checkboxes ticked to kill Delirium. We can get there, though. We have deep pockets. If we had 2 Algiz runes, I'd start to feel a little bit more confident. Now, is that a big ask? Well, if you say it as Al Pacino, maybe. That's a big ask! And your head was all the way up it. We've only got 1 item likely to re-enter this run here, so we'll go check it out real quick. Mom's Heart, again, although we fought It Lives, so technically different, but functionally very similar. If we don't get something transformative here, we're probably just done. And I'm not mad about that. I mean, it's almost enough, maybe. When combined with scatter bombs, maybe. Maybe there's something to this. I'm skeptical, and I think deservedly skeptical. It's just a new character I'm trying out. Surprisingly offensive Brooklyn impression. I'm drowsy. I'm so drowsy, so drowsy. It's not rowdy, but drowsy I feel. I can barely keep my eyes open. I feel da 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 da. It doesn't work at all. I feel sleepy. Oh, so sleepy. Give it a second. Give it a second. It's not creepy, but sleepy, I feel. Soon be dreamy. Cause I'm so sleepy that it isn't real. Z z z z z z z z z z. I think playing Undertale has changed me. And I'm not sure it's for the better. Oh! That's really bad. I blew myself up with a bomb. In spite of that, I actually still see the capabilities of this run. I'm alarmed and confused because the enemy shots look the same as mine. We really have to watch out for enemies that have instant attacks like that, for example. We can also be telefragged, like, more or less from across the map. I'll level with you. If we hadn't hit ourselves, this seems like an easy win via I'm drowsy. You just, at some point you say thank God. Whether you believe or not, somebody deserves a thank you for us not getting hit there. We're just trying, you know, there's not a whole lot we can do to avoid something like that, so I'm taking the good with the bad. We did it to ourselves, we probably could have won. It's a throw, but life goes on. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button, that was a great deal. Of course, subscribe, and I'll be back, and I'll see you next time.